I am here with Deshal De Mel, recent winner of Handsomest Economist of the Year from Handsome Economist magazine. Hi, Deshal. So you've been pouring through the budget because you're a very serious economist with a very serious job.
Absolutely.
I just want to know, what are the 5 silliest things you found in the budget?
So there's some interesting ones this time. One of the things is, if you look at in the past, we've been calling for public-private partnerships quite a bit, and in this budget they've really done that. In fact, they've gone as far as to say that they want to encourage PPPs in growing high-yielding grass. Not too sure what that means, but in a completely unrelated proposal, there's also an encouragement for youth to grow mushrooms.
This all sounds very good for the youth.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, there's been criticism that there's no vision, no strategy behind tourism, and this time also there's this reference to meetings, incentives, conference, and exhibitions, which is known as MICE tourism, and they want to create a MICE triangle in what are the places? BMICH, New Town Hall, and Nelumpokuna. But again, if there's no real vision behind this, you'll just have 3 blind mice. I mean, we've already talked about Sri Lanka's transport issues and some very novel proposals, one of which is to have hovercrafts in the Parakrama Samudra. See how it affects traffic on the Rajagiriya stretch, but let's see how that pans out.
That's a real thing, hovercrafts.
Absolutely.
Okay. So look forward to that.
And another one of the things that people have been calling for before the budget was for greater engagement with the diaspora, look at some proposals for how to get more of the diaspora to come and work in Sri Lanka, and there was really nothing much in the budget this time. But this is a politically charged subject, so the government has, I think, if you look at it carefully, they've very subtly put this into the budget, because there's one proposal that says that they will be encouraging the importation of coconuts.
That's very good for brown fellas and Ramesh Ranganathan.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you talk to government guys. What's some feedback you've gotten from people in the government?
So lots of serious feedback, but I think the most interesting feedback I got was one guy who was saying that, look, for once the budget has really hit us really badly. So I asked him, what does he mean by that? And this is a senior chap, and he said, they first of all took away our car permits, and then they increased taxes on arak, so now we can't drink or drive.
It's hilarious and true. So where does in this budget you tweeted something else, which was 2 graphs that explained what's going on. So where does the money come from in this budget?
So if you look at this year, in 2015, about two-thirds of tax revenue has been from excise duty on motor vehicle imports, and the balance has been excise duty on cigarettes and alcohol. So if you really want to be patriotic and pay our taxes, you need to take up some smoking and drinking.
So if you just drink and drive an expensive car, that'll contribute to health, education, and whatever ministers spend their own money on. I read something else in the budget where they talked about hydrogen, helium, and solar vehicles. What on earth does that mean?
I don't know. I mean, every time there is a proposal about, some kind of inert gas, there's no point shouting about it. You just don't react.
So during the budget, they read for Ravi Karunayaka, the finance minister, read for 4.5 hours. Is that necessary? Like, why did he go on for so long?
So I think there was one time when Ronnie DeMel, no relation of mine, had a budget that was almost as long as this. But I don't know, I guess the finance minister went on for like an hour and a half about what has gone on in the past. So, the balance.
So now maybe it'll become customary to shit on the last government before you plan your next, before you talk about the next one. So you had some investment advice.
Oh, yeah.
Which is not serious investment advice, but you had some investment advice based on this budget.
Absolutely. So I'm going to read this out because it's quite substantive. Now, to make the best use of this budget, you need to start a venture capital company, preferably in a lagging region. You use your cash from the VC company to invest in a fish canning company. You then import a speedboat and import your fishing nets duty-free. You get a concessionary loan from the proposed Exim Bank and then export all your fish. Now, once GSP Plus comes in next year, you'll probably make plenty of profit. So use your accrued profit to bring back and invest in land, which now you can do with foreign money. And on this land, you build an elderly person's home powered by solar energy. You feed your clients a healthy diet of chickpeas, dal, and onion sprat sambal, washed down with locally produced fresh milk. Use your garden space in the elderly person's home to start a PPP to grow high-yielding grass, fed of course by drip irrigation. You'll make loads of money, celebrate your success with your own hydrogen-powered yacht, but be sure not to have any alcohol and cigarettes lest you cause an accident and then you'll have to cough up 10,000 rupees.
That's very sound investment advice.
Absolutely.
So I'd like to thank Deshal De Mel for walking us through the dumbest things he could find in the budget and some intelligent ones. You should definitely follow him on Twitter. What's your Twitter handle?
At Deshal D.
At Deshal D. It's actually hilarious and contains information. Thanks, Deshal.
Cheers.
So now he's left, so you can go too.